I lift up my eyes to the mountains. Where does my help come from?
Father of the sleepless and the weary, as the night stretches long and heavy over tired eyes, I come softly before you with those who are lying awake in the quiet darkness, hearts racing while the world around them rests, thoughts whispering fears they cannot silence, memories replaying like shadows on the ceiling, and burdens pressing against their chests as if sleep has forgotten their name. Lord, you who neither slumber nor sleep, you who watch over Israel and over every fragile soul beneath the stars, bend close now to the one who feels alone in this midnight hour. Let them sense that while their body trembles with exhaustion, your gaze remains steady, tender, unblinking with love. You are the keeper who does not drift into forgetfulness, the guardian who does not grow tired of guarding, the presence that fills the room even when silence feels loud. And if you are listening right now with tired eyes and a restless heart, whisper within yourself, Lord, stay with me in this night, because he is already nearer than your next breath. Let this moment become a sacred meeting between your anxious thoughts and his unwavering peace. Let the darkness become less of a threat and more of a quiet canvas where his faithfulness shines gently. For even now, as the clock moves slowly forward, the one who formed the constellation stands watch over you, steady and awake, holding your fragile heart in hands that never tremble. Lord, as the minutes pass and sleep still feels distant, I lift up every heart that feels trapped between exhaustion and worry, every mind that replays conversations, regrets, and tomorrow's uncertainties like an endless tide. And I ask you to let your gentle assurance settle over them like a soft blanket of mercy. You promised that you will not let our foot slip, that the one who watches over us will not slumber. And so, in this still hour when the house is quiet and the world seems far away, remind them that your vigilance is not harsh or distant but tender and full of compassion, that while they stare into the darkness, you are gazing upon them with love that does not blink. Breathe into their racing thoughts a slow and steady calm. Let your spirit quiet the inner noise that refuses to rest, and turn the ceiling above them into a reminder of your nearness rather than a symbol of their struggle. And if your heart feels heavy right now, let yourself murmur softly, God, hold my thoughts, because he delights in catching every wandering fear and anchoring it in his peace. You are the keeper of their life, the shade at their right hand, the quiet assurance that no unseen danger moves without your awareness. So let your watchful care become their comfort. Let your steady presence become the rhythm that slows their breathing. And let the knowledge that you remain awake on their behalf begin to ease the tension that has kept them from rest. And as this night deepens and the stillness grows thicker, Lord, I bring before you the weary souls who feel worn thin by responsibilities they carry alone, those who have smiled all day while hiding the weight inside, those who have tried to be strong for everyone else and now find themselves fragile in the dark. You see the tiredness behind their eyes, the silent prayers they were too exhausted to finish, the quiet tears that fell unnoticed into their pillows, and you are not indifferent to any of it. Your word says that in peace we can lie down and sleep because you alone make us dwell in safety. So let that promise rise gently in their hearts now, not as a distant verse but as a living reality wrapping around them. Replace the echo of fear with the whisper of safety. Replace the restless turning with a sense of being held. And let the awareness of your protection become stronger than the anxiety that has kept them awake. And if you are listening and your body feels tired, but your mind refuses to surrender, dare to breathe out slowly and say, Jesus, I trust you with this night. Because trust is the soft doorway through which peace enters. Let your safety surround their home, their loved ones, their uncertain tomorrows, until their racing heart begins to slow, and the promise of rest feels less impossible and more like a gift waiting gently at the edge of their surrender. And as this night deepens and the stillness grows thicker, Lord, I bring before you the weary souls who feel worn thin by responsibilities they carry alone, those who have smiled all day while hiding the weight inside, those who have tried to be strong for everyone else and now find themselves fragile in the dark. You see the tiredness behind their eyes, the silent prayers they were too exhausted to finish, the quiet tears that fell unnoticed into their pillows, and you are not indifferent to any of it. Your word says that in peace we can lie down and sleep because you alone make us dwell in safety. So let that promise rise gently in their hearts now, not as a distant verse, but as a living reality wrapping around them. Replace the echo of fear with the whisper of safety. Replace the restless turning with a sense of being held, and let the awareness of your protection become stronger than the anxiety that has kept them awake. And if you are listening and your body feels tired but your mind refuses to surrender, dare to breathe out slowly and say, Jesus, I trust you with this night, because trust is the soft doorway through which peace enters. Let your safety surround their home, their loved ones, their uncertain tomorrows, until their racing heart begins to slow and the promise of rest feels less impossible and more like a gift waiting gently at the edge of their surrender. Father, in this sacred hush where the night feels endless and the ceiling seems to hold every unspoken fear, I ask you to step gently into the hidden places of the heart where anxiety hides, where the mind loops through worst-case scenarios and forgotten mistakes, where the future feels uncertain and the past feels unresolved. You know the subtle tremble in their breathing, the way their body aches for sleep while their thoughts resist stillness, and you are not impatient with this struggle. Your word says that you give sleep to your beloved, not as something earned by perfect calm, but as a gift flowing from trust. So let that truth settle softly into their spirit now. Remind them that they are beloved even in their restlessness, cherished even in their tossing and turning, seen even when no one else knows they are awake. And if your heart is racing at this very moment, let yourself exhale slowly and whisper, Father, I receive your rest, because his gifts are not forced, they are received. Let your peace begin to drip like gentle rain upon dry ground, soaking into tight muscles and restless thoughts, dissolving the silent tension that has been building all day. Transform this bed from a battlefield of worry into a sanctuary of surrender. Let the shadows lose their sharp edges, and allow the truth that they are deeply loved to soften every corner of their mind, until trust begins to feel safer than fear, and the promise of sleep feels nearer than the noise that tried to steal it. Lord, there are some who lie awake, not only because of anxious thoughts, but because their hearts are tender with hidden pain, wounds that reopen in the silence, grief that feels louder after midnight, disappointments that echo when the world grows still. And you see every ache that has no easy remedy. You know the names they miss, the conversations they wish had ended differently, the silent battles they fight beneath a calm exterior, and you do not turn away from their sorrow. Instead, you draw close as the shepherd who guards through the night, the keeper who does not sleep, the faithful presence who remains when others cannot. Wrap your comfort around them like a warm embrace in the darkness. Let your nearness become more real than the emptiness they feel beside them, and allow your steady love to quiet the trembling places within. And if your chest feels tight with memories right now, let yourself murmur, God, sit with me here, because he is never afraid of your pain. Let tears fall without shame if they must, for you collect them tenderly, and let the truth that you are awake, watching, protecting, and caring dissolve the loneliness that tries to convince them they are forgotten. Turn this night into a sacred space where sorrow is met with compassion, where grief is cradled rather than rushed, and where the slow rhythm of your faithful watch begins to soothe the ache that has kept their eyes open for so long. Protector of our souls, as the hours stretch quietly forward and the world outside grows even more still, I ask you to stand guard over every door, every window, every unseen corner of the lives represented in this night. For your word assures us that you will not let our foot slip, and that the one who watches over us neither slumbers nor sleeps. Let that promise become a living shield around the anxious heart that fears what tomorrow may bring, around the parent worrying over a child, around the provider concerned about provision, around the fragile spirit that feels exposed in the dark. You are not a distant observer, but an attentive guardian, alert and compassionate, unwavering in your devotion. Allow your protective presence to quiet the instinct to stay vigilant, to control, to anticipate every possible threat, and gently remind them that they are not required to keep watch because you already do. And if you feel the need to stay mentally awake just to feel safe, dare to whisper, "Lord, you keep watch so I can rest," because His faithfulness does not depend on your alertness. Let the awareness of your steady oversight loosen the grip of fear. Let your unseen hand become more trustworthy than the scenarios their mind keeps imagining. And as they slowly release the role of protector back into your capable hands, let their breathing deepen, their muscles soften, and the night transform from something to endure into something held securely within your faithful care. Parte superior do formulário, parte inferior do formulário. Prince of Peace, in this tender hour when exhaustion presses heavily, yet sleep still lingers just out of reach, I ask you to let your peace descend not as a distant concept, but as a felt presence, gentle and enveloping, like a quiet tide washing over restless shores. You promise that in peace we can lie down and sleep because you alone make us dwell in safety. And so let that sacred safety fill the room where someone now lies awake, listening to the hum of the night and the rhythm of their own uncertain heartbeat. Replace the tightness in their chest with warmth. Let the noise inside their thoughts soften into a distant whisper, and allow your calm to become stronger than the echo of fear. Teach their body that it is safe to loosen, safe to surrender, safe to close tired eyes without bracing for danger. And if your mind is still racing in this very moment, let your soul quietly say, "Lord, let your peace cover me." Because His peace is not fragile, it is steady and deep. Let it flow through their nerves like gentle light, dissolving tension, untangling anxious loops, slowing every hurried breath until stillness no longer feels threatening but comforting. Make this bed a place of refuge rather than restlessness, a sanctuary where your nearness is more real than the darkness, and where the promise of peaceful sleep begins to settle softly over them like a holy hush that reassures without words and steadies without force. Gracious Father, as this quiet vigil of the night continues and the shadows stretch softly across the room, I lift up the hearts that feel unworthy of rest, those who believe they must solve every problem before allowing themselves to sleep, those who replay their shortcomings and whisper silent accusations against their own souls. You are not the voice that condemns in the darkness. You are the gentle defender who speaks truth over shame and mercy over regret. Remind them that your love does not pause when they fail, that your care does not depend on flawless performance, that they are your beloved, not because they have everything together, but because you have chosen to hold them close. Psalm whispers that you give sleep to your beloved, and so let them receive that identity before they receive rest. Let them understand that they are cherished even in their imperfection. And if you feel weighed down by mistakes tonight, dare to breathe slowly and say, "Lord, I place my failures in your hands," because His grace is wider than your regrets. Wash over their conscience with forgiveness that soothes rather than shames. Untie the knot of self-criticism that is tightened through the day, and allow your mercy to create space for peace. Transform the narrative inside their mind from accusation to acceptance, from striving to surrender. And as they release the need to earn what you freely give, let their heart grow lighter, their thoughts quieter, and the promise of restorative sleep draw gently nearer, like dawn preparing silently beyond the horizon. Lord of the quiet hours, as the night continues its slow unfolding and the world remains wrapped in darkness, I pray for the one whose mind drifts toward tomorrow with a sense of dread, who feels the weight of unfinished tasks and uncertain outcomes pressing heavily upon their spirit. You see the calendar marked with responsibilities, the expectations they fear they cannot meet, the conversations they rehearse in their imagination, and you understand how tomorrow can steal the rest meant for tonight. Yet you stand outside of time, holding every hour in your steady hands, already present in the morning they fear, already walking through the moments that trouble them. Remind them that the future is not an unguarded territory but ground. You have already seen, already prepared for, already saturated with your grace. And if your thoughts are racing ahead to what might happen when the sun rises, gently whisper, "God, You are already there, because His presence reaches beyond the limits of your worry. Let that assurance soften the urgency inside their chest. Let it calm the need to predict and control what has not yet arrived, and allow the truth that you go before them to loosen their grip on tomorrow. Teach them that tonight is not the time to fight battles meant for daylight, that rest is not irresponsibility but trust, and as they slowly release the future into your faithful care, let their mind grow quieter, their breathing more even, and their spirit begin to settle into the safety of knowing they are not facing anything alone. Gentle shepherd, as the hours grow deeper and the silence becomes almost sacred, I bring before you the one whose body is tired, yet whose heart feels on edge, alert to every small sound, every shift in the air, every flicker of thought that refuses to fade. You know how vulnerability feels stronger at night, how the darkness can amplify insecurity and make the soul feel exposed. Yet you are the keeper who stands watch without blinking, the faithful guardian who remains steady when everything else feels uncertain. Let your presence fill the room in a way that quiets the instinct to stay guarded. Let your nearness become more tangible than the fear that lingers in the corners of their imagination. Remind them that they are not alone in this bed, not alone in this house, not alone in this life. For your spirit surrounds them with a protection that does not depend on locks or lights. And if you feel the need to stay alert, just to feel safe, allow yourself to whisper, "Lord, be my shield tonight," because His covering is constant and sure. Let the tension in their shoulders slowly melt. Let their jaw unclench. Let their hands rest open instead of curled tight. And allow the truth of your vigilant love to become the anchor that steadies their racing nerves. Transform the night from something to endure into something entrusted to you. And as their defenses gently lower, let a quiet confidence take root within them, that it is safe to surrender to rest under the watchful eyes of a God who never sleeps. Faithful Lord, in this tender space between exhaustion and surrender, I lift up the one whose heart feels lonely tonight, who may be surrounded by others in the daylight, yet feels isolated when darkness falls, whose thoughts grow louder when there is no conversation to drown them out. You see how silence can magnify the ache of feeling unseen, how the night can whisper lies that they are forgotten or overlooked, yet you remain the constant companion who never withdraws. You count every breath they take, you are attentive to every unspoken sigh, and you draw nearer in the quiet rather than farther away. Let them sense that your presence fills the empty spaces, that the stillness is not abandonment, but an opportunity for closeness, that this very moment is held within your compassionate awareness. And if you feel alone right now as you listen, softly say within your heart, "Jesus, stay close to me," because He delights in drawing near to the one who asks. Allow your comforting spirit to wrap around them like a gentle embrace, steady and warm, dissolving the cold edge of isolation. Remind them that even when human voices fade, yours remains, whispering reassurance into the deepest places of their soul. Let the awareness of your companionship ease the heaviness in their chest, quiet the restless turning of their thoughts, and slowly transform the loneliness of this hour into a sacred closeness that makes it safe to close their eyes and rest in the company of a God who never leaves. Compassionate Savior, as this night stretches on and the body longs for relief, I pray for the one whose exhaustion feels layered, not only physical but emotional and spiritual, as if the weariness has seeped into their bones and made even simple rest feel distant. You understand this depth of fatigue, for you once walked this earth carrying sorrow and burden, and still you extended your arms to the weary, promising rest, not only for tired muscles, but for troubled souls. Look tenderly upon the one who feels drained by caring for others, by carrying responsibilities quietly, by holding themselves together through long days, and now finds themselves unraveling in the stillness. Let your compassion reach beyond their defenses and touch the places they rarely show anyone. And if your strength feels spent tonight, let yourself whisper, "Jesus, I lay my burdens at your feet," because He never turns away the heavy-hearted. Gently untangle the emotional knots formed by stress and disappointment. Ease the invisible pressure they have carried without complaint, and breathe new calm into their spirit. Remind them that they were never meant to carry everything alone, that surrender is not weakness, but wisdom, and that your invitation to come and find rest is still open in this very hour. As they release what they cannot fix, let a softness return to their body. Let their heartbeat slow beneath your steady gaze, and allow the deep comfort of being understood and supported by you to prepare their soul for the gift of peaceful sleep drawing quietly near. Holy Father, as the night grows heavier and the silence feels almost tangible, I bring before you the one whose thoughts circle around fears they rarely voice, quiet anxieties about health, about provision, about loved ones, about the fragile uncertainties of life that feel magnified when the lights are off. You see how the mind can create shadows larger than reality, how imagination can turn possibility into panic. Yet you remain the steady light that does not flicker in the dark. Remind them that nothing about their life escapes your awareness, that no diagnosis, no bill, no relationship, no unseen danger exists outside the reach of your protective hand. You are the keeper who does not drift into sleep, the watcher whose love is active and attentive even now. And if your heart tightens with what-if thoughts in this moment, gently whisper, Lord, you are in control, because His sovereignty is stronger than your speculation. Let that truth quiet the spiral of fear, let it interrupt the cycle of imagined outcomes, and replace it with the steady rhythm of trust. Teach their mind to rest in what is true rather than what is possible, to lean on your character rather than their calculations. As they release each fear one by one into your capable hands, let their body respond with relief. Let their breathing deepen naturally, and let the awareness of your unshakable oversight create a protective calm that wraps around them like a shield through the remaining hours of this sacred night. Merciful God, in this quiet unfolding of the night, I lift up the one whose heart is restless, not from fear, but from unfinished conversations within themselves. Unresolved emotions that surface when everything else grows still. Questions about purpose, about direction, about whether they are enough or whether they have missed something important along the way. You see the inner searching that keeps their mind awake, the longing for clarity that feels urgent after midnight. Yet you are not hurried by their uncertainty. You hold their story with patience, guiding gently even when they cannot see the full path ahead. Remind them that they do not have to solve the meaning of their entire life before they can rest tonight, that your guidance unfolds step by step, morning by morning. And if your thoughts are wandering through doubts about your worth or direction, quietly breathe. Father, lead me in your time, because His timing is steady and kind. Let that surrender quiet the pressure to have everything figured out, soften the urgency to define tomorrow while still living in tonight. Reassure their soul that they are seen, that they are growing even in seasons that feel unclear, that your hand is shaping their journey with wisdom beyond their understanding. As they release the demand for immediate answers, let a gentle peace settle over their questions, and allow the comfort of being guided by a faithful God to loosen the mental tension that has kept them awake, preparing their heart to drift slowly toward trust-filled rest. Merciful God, in this quiet unfolding of the night, I lift up the one whose heart is restless, not from fear, but from unfinished conversations within themselves, unresolved emotions that surface when everything else grows still, questions about purpose, about direction, about whether they are enough or whether they have missed something important along the way. You see the inner searching that keeps their mind awake, the longing for clarity that feels urgent after midnight. Yet you are not hurried by their uncertainty. You hold their story with patience, guiding gently even when they cannot see the full path ahead. Remind them that they do not have to solve the meaning of their entire life before they can rest tonight, that your guidance unfolds step by step, morning by morning. And if your thoughts are wandering through doubts about your worth or direction, quietly breathe. Father, lead me in your time, because His timing is steady and kind. Let that surrender quiet the pressure to have everything figured out, soften the urgency to define tomorrow while still living in tonight. Reassure their soul that they are seen, that they are growing even in seasons that feel unclear, that your hand is shaping their journey with wisdom beyond their understanding. As they release the demand for immediate answers, let a gentle peace settle over their questions, and allow the comfort of being guided by a faithful God to loosen the mental tension that has kept them awake, preparing their heart to drift slowly toward trust-filled rest. Tender Father, as the darkness begins to thin in ways unseen and the night edges quietly toward dawn, I pray for the one who feels emotionally fragile in these early hours, when defenses are low and thoughts are unfiltered, when doubts whisper more loudly and courage feels small. You know how vulnerability can feel overwhelming at this time, how the heart can ache with a mixture of hope and fear, longing and uncertainty. Yet you cradle that fragile place with extraordinary gentleness. You do not shame their weakness. You draw near to it, wrapping it in compassion and steady love. Let them sense that they are not breaking, only opening, not failing, only feeling, and that your strength is most tender where they are most exposed. And if your heart feels especially sensitive right now, quietly say, Lord, hold me in this softness. Because He handles fragile souls with care, allow your presence to steady their emotions like calm hands upon trembling shoulders. Let your faithfulness become the anchor beneath waves of feeling and remind them that even this vulnerability is known and cherished by you. As they breathe slowly in this sacred quiet, let a gentle reassurance settle into their spirit that they are safe to feel, safe to release, safe to rest. And as the promise of morning begins its unseen approach, let their heart grow lighter under the watchful, unwavering love of the God who has kept vigil beside them all through the night. Beloved Lord, as this sacred night reaches its final quiet stretch and the first unseen hints of morning begin to gather beyond the horizon, I lift up the one who has walked through these hours with us, whose tired eyes may finally be growing heavy, whose restless heart has slowly softened beneath your steady presence. You have remained awake through every anxious thought, every tear, every whispered breath, and you have not once looked away. Your word assures us that you neither slumber nor sleep, and because of that faithful watch, we can lie down in peace and rest in safety. Let that promise now settle fully into their spirit, not as a fragile hope, but as a deep and steady certainty. Draw their mind into stillness, quiet every remaining echo of worry, and let your peace cover them completely like a gentle, holy blanket. And if your eyes are finally ready to close, softly whisper, Lord, I rest in you, because His arms are steady and His care is sure. As sleep begins to overtake their thoughts, let it be sweet and undisturbed, a gift from a loving Father who gives rest to His beloved. Protect their home, guard their dreams, renew their strength, and prepare them to wake with quiet confidence in your faithfulness. And now, may the Lord who watches without weariness bless you and keep you. May His peace settle deeply into your body and soul. May His presence surround you through the night and greet you in the morning light. And may you dwell in safety, wrapped in His unfailing love, as you sleep and as you rise. If this prayer spoke to your heart, stay with us. Like this video so that more weary people can find rest. Subscribe to the channel to receive new prayers every day, and write in the comments the name or situation for which you would like prayer. We will be reading, praying, and walking with you.